Do you need to know? Actually, nothing, I don't think. We'll go through as you as we get there. Towel at the ready. Actually, we'll take the towel. So the reason that I said beach towel size, I think that's what I said, was because like some people have giant bath towels, don't they, that are like big sheets. We don't need that. The reason we're using this is we're going to put it under our heels at a couple of points and actually under our knees at another point. So what we want to do is make it into like a long sausage shape, and then we'll just put it out of the way. So if you've got really super posh towels with a high thread count, you'll have really elevated heels. And if you've got slightly, I was going to say sad towels. I was just thinking of the beach towel that I was visualizing when I gave you the cue of like bring a beach towel that's really thin and sad. But yeah, so make yourself a little sausage and pop it out of the way, and we'll pick it up again in a bit. That's all you need to think about. So because we're thinking mobility, we're not necessarily thinking about keeping everything really kind of tight and postured, but we obviously do want to think about keeping things mostly lined up. So we're doing the 24 reps that we have been doing in the past 4 weeks, but we're going to do something totally different for each of the 24. So you're going to start feet about hip width apart, and you're just going to tap the toe on the right foot for 8 taps, and then you're going to tap the toe on the left foot for 8 taps, and then you're going to do the other side. So we are thinking about mobilizing through the ankles. If you've got really lovely mobile feet and flexible feet, this might feel quite easy. You won't even really notice that there's anything going on in the shin muscles. If you've got a little bit of stiffness around those ankles, the shins might have to work a little bit harder to tap the toes. So change it so you're just doing like 2 taps, 2 taps. So switching sides a little quicker. So feeling those shin muscles starting to warm up. And we'll have a little rest in between each thing that we do. So give the feet like a little floppy flick, like you're trying to flick water off them. And then now we're going to come back to hip width apart. We're just going to pedal push really slowly. So what we're thinking about doing here is working through the toes. So really stretch into those toes. Lovely job. Bit of an exaggeration of the bend in the knee as well.
Halfway there.
And you can either stick with this, or you can come to tiptoes on both feet, slide back, lift the toes slightly. So we're doing essentially the same thing, but adding in a little bit of balance. So if you start to feel a little bit wobbly, just grab a hold of something, hopefully something that's solid, and relax. And we're going to concentrate on our right foot. So we are just going to tap the heel, tap the toe initially. So again, if you need to stabilize on something, do. So just tapping, pointing the toe, tapping the heel. Nice and simple. Pretty much all very simple this evening, which is good. Doesn't involve too much thinking power. So we're still working into the ankle, flexion and extension.
Halfway there.
And then we're going to pick the foot up and we're going to rotate the ankle. 4 circles in one direction and then 4 circles in the other direction. Hopefully still balanced.
1.
Pop the foot down, and then we're going to do exactly the same on the other foot. So it's just the point and or
Get
tap and toe, heel and toe
4.
to start with.
3, 2, 1.
It's going to be one of those, isn't it? So heel and toe. So flexing and extending that foot, working through the ankle. Holding on to something if you need to. Hopefully feeling very balanced, not too wobbly. You'll be excited to know the next one we're going to use the towel. So take the foot up, start with those ankle rotations, 4 in one direction, 4 in the other, keep going. Try and isolate so it's just the ankle moving, so you're not sort of moving the hip at the same time. Lovely. Okay, grab your towel, pop the right foot so that your toes are supported, so you're elevating the toe, heel on the floor.
4, 3,
This leg stays straight and we're going to lean forward and back. So play around with where this back leg is, but what we're doing is stretching into the calf. So if you can't feel a stretch in the calf, you need to come a little bit higher. Whoop. So again, have a little mess around, depends on how posh your towels are. So just rocking forward and back, stretching into that calf, stretching into the underneath of the foot a bit as well.
halfway there.
Switch sides. So left foot, raise those toes. So keeping the front leg straight. So you're going to come up slightly onto the toes of the back foot. Ooh. Wobbling again now. Lovely job. Okay, so still using the towel this time.
Get ready.
We are going to have both feet on.
4, 3,
Little challenge now.
1.
We're going to come up to the tiptoes and then down behind. So you're doing what we did however many ago, where you're coming up onto your tiptoes, but this time you're dropping the heels a little bit further because you've got that elevation. So I don't know about you, but it makes me much more wobbly. Just got that extra distance to travel.
Halfway there.
Keep it going. Feeling those calves working as well. So although we're thinking about mobility, obviously we're going to need our muscles to be working in order for our joints to move.
4, 3, 2.
Lovely job. Okay, pop your little towel out of the way. We will be coming back to that. This time we're going to take the right leg up. So be nice and balanced or hold on to something.
3, 2.
We're just going to extend the knee and then bring it down. So hold onto the knee if you want to. You can feel how grindy and happy or unhappy your knee is with this one. Then let the knee hang and just go side to side with that lower leg, or you're letting the lower leg hang really. Then a little circle. And then circle back the other way. Then just go extend again and down. Just a few. Then let the lower leg hang, side to side, and then a little circle.
4, 3,
Other way.
2, 1.
Oh, give that a little shake. And we'll do the other side. You know what to expect on the second side.
Get ready.
So we're just warming up into those
4,
knees.
3,
So up,
1.
extend, and bend. So we ask our knees to do this all the time, don't we? Loads of times during the day. Just maybe not in this position. Side to side. So the hips working a little bit here as well. And then circle.
Halfway there.
And circle in the other direction. Notice if one knee's happier than the other. Then we're going to just flex, extend, or extend and flex if we're being actually proper about it. Side to side again.
4, 3,
And some little circles, couple in each direction. Oh. Then we're going to do something that looks really odd.
Get ready.
So you've been warned. Feet about hip width apart,
4, 3,
fist between the knees,
1.
and then circle round. Told you it looked strange. If that feels really weird, try 2 fists, which take your knees a little bit wider apart. When we get the halfway, we're obviously going to change sides. Change direction, sorry.
Halfway there.
So other direction, circle round. You can, if you've only got 1 fist in, you can change fists as well. So working into those ankles, a little bit into the hips, into the knees again.
Four, 3, 2,
Lovely job. Grab your towel. This time heels on the towel. So we're getting a little bit of extension.
get
Elevation,
ready.
sorry. Feet quite wide with the heels up.
2,
I'm going to do some squats. So with all this ankle mobility and nice warm knees, in theory you may be able to get quite a nice amount of range in your squat. Don't worry too much if you can't. Elevating the heels as well is quite helpful. That's why we've done it. So just using these to bend into all
Halfway
these
there.
different joints, not worrying too much. Bring the feet parallel and in a little bit further together, closer together. Can't get my words out tonight, can I? So just changing that angle slightly.
4, 3,
Lovely
2,
job. Okay. You're now going to pop your towel under your left knee. So you might want to change the shape of it a little bit.
ready.
You're going to come to all fours.
4,
So we're just trying to elevate that knee slightly. So the right leg, we're going to go up, out to the side, circle and circle. So up behind, out to the side, circle and circle. All we're trying to do here is move into that hip. So the reason that we've elevated the right knee is just to give us a little bit more space.
halfway there.
Trying to keep the back fairly stable.
Four, 3,
Lovely
2,
job.
1.
Then no surprises, we're just going to switch that little cushion over to the other side.
Get ready. 4, 3, 2,
Off
1.
we go. So out to the back, out to the side, circle one direction, circle the other direction, and repeat until such a time as you hear the countdown that tells you can stop this particular one. So once we've done these little hip exercises or mobilizers, we're going to move to the back. Lovely job. So pop your towel out of the way for a moment. We will come back to it, don't worry.
Get ready. 4,
We're going to sit ourselves down
1.
and do a little knee drop to one side, knee drop to the other side. So still in those hips to a certain extent, but also helping to ease through the lower back here. So we're doing one leg at a time. In theory, it means you won't crawl across the floor quite so much.
Halfway there.
I'm still crawling through. So don't worry about how far the knee comes down. The more you do this, the further it will come. Just trying to get the best range we can.
3, 2.
Lovely job. Okay. So you're going to sit up nice and tall. You're going to hold
Get ready.
one leg. Let's go with holding the right leg.
4, 3, 2.
We're going to do a little ankle circle. And then circle the other way. Then we're going to change the hold, circle like a knee circle, and go the other way. And then we're going to take that leg straight, lift it and lower it. So you might need to lean back a little bit, give yourself a bit of space. Feel that hip flexor doing some work. Good to strengthen that as well. Flex that foot. And then bring the knee in. Go back to the ankle circles. So circle, other way. Then knee circle. It's the best way I can describe it. I'm not sure that's quite the right technical term. And then other way. And leg out long.
4,
Lift and lower.
2.
Just a couple. Lovely job. Then we're going to switch to the other side. So I'm going for the left side this time. So holding in front of the knee, sort of top of the shin.
3,
Starting with those
2,
ankle circles.
1.
So circle the ankle, one direction, and then the other. And then holding behind the thigh, circling, so that knee's moving, other way. And then the lovely hip flexor, take the leg long, lift and lower. So try and sit up nice and tall in this
Halfway
one.
there.
And then bring that knee in, circle the ankle. Other way. Knee. And other way. And finally, leg long.
4, 3,
couple of those lovely hip flexor ones. Beautiful. Okay, back onto all fours for a cat and a cow now. So, hands under shoulders, knees under hips.
2, 1.
You're going to hold the tummy in, bring the back up, push the floor away, and then come the other way. So relax. Again, push the floor away, but this time lift the chest. Go back to the other way. So arching in both directions. Starting just with this. Feel free to move differently if you feel like you want to, so
Halfway
make it a
there.
little bit more fluid. Then come to center, take a little wag of the tail. So just moving the hips side to side.
Four, 3, 2.
And relax. Okay. Most complicated one coming up. So we're going to start down, hips on heels in a child's pose.
3, 2, 1.
So child's pose, come up to box, down to your tummy, push up to a cobra position. So you're stretching through, feet down, push down, come back to box, and go back into that child's pose. So we're going from child's pose to box, down and then up to a cobra, down and then back to box position, and back to the heels.
Halfway there.
So really try and press into the hands at both extremes. So you're getting a stretch through the hip flexors and then a stretch through the lower back and up the sides of the body. To only come up in this as high as is
4,
comfortable for
3,
you.
2, 1.
Okay, that is the most complicated thing we are doing. So we're going to stay in this all fours
Get
position
ready.
now, and we're going to go for a threading of the needle. So you're going to take right arm
3,
underneath the left.
1.
So a bit of rotation. Come up, open as far as is comfortable. Keep going on that same side. When we hear the halfway, we're going to switch. So thinking about rotating through that mid-back. So you can go as fast or slow as you want on this one.
Halfway there.
Switch over sides, so left arm coming under right. Lovely
One.
job. We're going to come to kneeling. Grab the towels. If kneeling is not comfortable, then you can do the sitting
ready.
down. So we're just
4,
using this as a bit of a
3,
guide.
2, 1.
So we're going to carry on with that rotation. Side to side. Go slowly. Keep those hips facing forward. So I've tucked my toes under because I feel that makes me more stable, but if you're more comfortable with the tops of your feet on the mat, take that option. So rotating side to side, just using the towel to keep those
Halfway there.
hands at shoulder height. Super stuff.
Four, 3,
Lovely job. Rest the hands. Again, it's where you want a slightly lower quality towel because a high thread count is going to be heavy. We're going to step forward with the right leg.
4,
Tuck the hips under, take a lunge. So you should feel a stretch in that left. Come up with the towel, turn towards the right leg, back to the center. Take the towel above the head, lean over to one side, up and over to the other side. Bring the towel in front, take that rotation towards the front leg, come back, do a little rainbow over the top.
halfway there.
Only going with these rotations or flexions as far as is comfortable. Or as far as you've got space for. Keep nice and strong in those legs. She says wobbling.
4, 3,
Ooh,
2,
lovely job. Switch over sides. We're doing the same on the other side. So get in that lunge position. Feel the stretch in that hip flexor. Grab your towel
3,
as your little guide.
2,
And we're going to rotate towards the front leg, so to the left side if you're on the same leg as me. Then take it up, lean to the left, up, lean to the right, back to center, down, then lean in towards that leg. Just keep going between those different movements. See how they feel compared to the other side. More stable, less stable,
halfway there.
deeper stretch, shallower stretch. Whoop. Oh, I just realised I did a rotation outwards as well. Just ignore that one. So rotating towards the front leg, taking it up and then overhead.
4, 3,
Lovely job. Come out of that one. We are going to do a very wide squat now. If you can, keep your heels down and be down here.
3,
Go for that.
2,
If you want to be up here,
1.
go for that. What we want to try and do is push the elbows into the inside of the knees. So remember when we did those squats earlier, when we popped our heels on the towel? If your heels want to come up, that's another option. And then you're just going to sway side to side. So really stretching into the inner thighs here. As I said, you can be up here. That's absolutely fine. This one, it's quite intense. So just stretching into those inner thighs. Ooh. This is our last hip one. You'll be very pleased to know.
4, 3,
Lovely job. Bring yourself up. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're going to work into the shoulders a little bit.
ready.
We're going to take a little bent over position. Left hand onto the left thigh.
1,
We're going to go up and back, up and back, then open out to the side and across, out to the side, across. Up and back for 2. And then out to the side and across the body. So just keep it going. We're bending over to give ourselves a nice amount of space to do this.
halfway there.
Switch sides. Just going to change my direction so I don't hit the wall. So using a little bit of momentum just to get a stretch to move that shoulder as much as you can. So across and out, up and back. Doesn't matter about the order.
3,
Lovely job. Standing up, shake those legs out. I'm going to do a bit for the hands and the wrists.
Get ready. 4, 3,
So bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, turn the hands out, take them up, big stretch, bring them together again. So stretch them out, stretch up, get a little bit of shoulders in here. Lovely job.
halfway there.
Then we're going to bring the hands together. We're just going to do a little push side to side. So stretching into the wrists, working a bit into the fingers, and then just for fun, we're going to interlace the hands. We're going to do a little wiggly, it's not the robot, is it? Whatever, little snake.
2, 1. Your workout is complete.
That is
Well done.
all of your mobility bits done. We will do a couple of big stretches just to finish off, as we're all like loose. So another stretch for the hip flexor, because they are one that gets very tight if we sit a lot or run a lot. So big step back. You can do this low if you feel more secure with one knee on the floor, or you can do this standing up. You're going to drop the knee or drop it all the way to the floor. Tuck the hip under, most important bit. Hopefully feeling that stretch in the hip flexor already. Reach up. If you've got your right leg back, it's your right arm that's in the air. And then lean slightly away. Just breathe nice and easily. Stay in this stretch. Just hold it for a little bit longer than we normally do. Just to really get in there. Lovely job. Okay, bring yourself back up. Switch over sides. So big step back. Dropping that knee down, all the way down to the mat if you want to. Tuck the hips under. Make sure that you can feel that stretch now. So this is when it's the important bit. The other bits are just add on. Take the arm up. And then just leaning over and away from that leg. Keep breathing. Lovely job. Just hanging out here to get a good stretch. Just making sure that we're going to make the most of the mobility. Perfect. Coming up. Okay, hamstring stretch. Couple of options for you. Either taking one foot forward, bending the other leg, supporting the weight on the bent leg, leaning back, feeling like you're kind of sitting up and back. Or if you have a handy sofa, shelf, seat or whatever, you can do exactly the same, but propping the leg up on that. Same job, slightly different angles. As long as you're feeling a stretch in the back of that leg, it doesn't matter which one you do, just go with the one that gets you the best stretch. And then we're just going to change the angle slightly. So you've probably had your foot straight in front of you for this one. So I want you to just pick up the toes, turn the toes inwards, so you're almost like going pigeon-toed, and then go back down into that stretch. So you may just notice a slight shift in exactly where is being stretched in that hamstring. And then relax off, pick the toes up, turn the toes outwards and stretch again. And it just slightly changes which bit of the hamstring we're stretching. If you've got one bit that's particularly tight, that will probably stay the bit that's being stretched. but if not, you may notice the difference. Super stuff. Okay, roll yourself up, switch to the other leg, or pop the other leg on the shelf or chair or whatever you're using. Foot straight forward to start with. Just get into that stretch. Find the place where you can feel the tension, but it's not hurting. Super stuff. Just breathing normally, relaxing into that stretch. Lovely job. Then ease off, toes up, turn them in. Weirdest looking stretch ever, especially when you look at your own feet and you're just like, oh, that looks a little strange. But, you know, it's doing a job. It's all about changing what we do, challenging ourselves in different ways. And if it helps get rid of some of those tight spots, it's got to be a good thing, right? Okay, relax, turn the toe outwards, and just lean into that stretch again. Super stuff. Okay, normal looking feet. Give them a little shake out. See how those ankles are feeling? Hopefully a little bit more mobilized. Hopefully the knees are feeling like, yeah, I could go and do some stuff now. And hopefully feeling a bit more generally, I don't know, lubricated? I'm not sure if that's the right word or not. I don't know if that sounds quite what. I'm going to think of a better word. I'll go back to you on that one. Otherwise, give yourself a round of applause.